Keputusan Mahkamah Tinggi Kuala Lumpur bahawa ibu dan bapa berkahwin kepada pasangan warga asing boleh memberikan kerakyatan kepada anak-anak mereka yang dilahirkan di luar negara merupakan nafas lega sementara bagi sebilangan ibu-ibu warga negara Malaysia yang telah berjuang selama bertahun-tahun untuk memberikan anak-anak mereka kerakyatan Malaysia. Harapan mereka hampas sekali lagi apabila Peguam Negara Idrus Harun mengumumkan bahawa kerajaan Malaysia telah memutuskan untuk membuat rayuan terhadap keputusan tersebut dengan alasan untuk mengelakkan dua kewarganegaraan. Mahkamah memutuskan bahawa peruntukan perlembagaan menyatakan seorang bapa dapat memberikan kerakyatan kepada anak-anak mereka, bermakna kedua ibu bapa sebagai bapa dan ibu boleh melakukan demikian. Proses permohonan tidak pernah mudah bagi ibu-ibu warga negara Malaysia kerana kurang daripada 3% mereka yang memohon untuk kerakyatan Malaysia bagi anak-anak mereka yang dilahirkan di luar negara telah diluluskan. Untuk memahami perjuangan mereka dengan lebih baik, kami telah berbual dengan beberapa orang yang sangat terkesan dengan definisi operasi yang kelihatan mudah ini. Masyita Abbas telah menjadi penyokong lantang kepada ibu-ibu warga negara Malaysia untuk membolehkan mereka dapat memberi kerakyatan kepada anak-anak mereka. Salah seorang anak lelakinya tidak mempunyai kerakyatan kerana dia dilahirkan di Turki. Suaminya yang merupakan warga negara Syria tidak dapat memberikan kerakyatannya kerana kerusuhan di negara asalnya.
My husband Syrian and our son was born in Turkey. So before we went to Turkey, I asked JPN and the immigration whether my child can get Malaysian citizenship if I deliver overseas. We even called the JPN care line to ask about this, and they said yes. They didn't tell me that it's not automatically you can get the citizenship. So we went there and I delivered my son there.
Bagi satu lagi kes ibu warga negara Malaysia, Myra Elisa yang berkahwin dengan seorang warga negara Zambia telah melahirkan anak perempuannya semasa dia berada di Zambia. Pencubaannya untuk mendapatkan pasport Malaysia bagi anak perempuannya bermula dengan sukar kerana tidak ada kedutaan Malaysia di Zambia. Dia diberitahu oleh kedutaan terdekat bahawa dia boleh memohon kerakyatan untuk anak perempuannya apabila mereka pulang ke Malaysia. Tidak banyak yang dia tahu, itu hanya permulaan kerisauannya.
After which, Malaysia, which is when she was 5 months old, we applied for citizenship. And they said that it's going to be a 2 years process. And after 2 years, we received a rejection letter without a reason. And we reapplied again. We have been reapplying since February 2017. And until now, still nothing. Yeah.
Ibu bapa ini mengatakan walaupun permohonan untuk memberikan kerakyatan kepada anak-anak mereka yang dilahirkan di luar negara tidak ditolak oleh pejabat pendaftaran negara, arahan yang jelas juga tidak diberitahu dan prosedur bagaimana untuk mereka boleh berjaya dalam permohonan itu tidak jelas. Kebanyakan mereka menunggu bertahun-tahun tanpa mendapat sebarang jawapan. Shanice, seorang ibu warga negara Malaysia bersama seorang anak perempuan yang dilahirkan di Mexico, dan Ronan Collins, seorang warga Ireland yang berkahwin dengan seorang isteri warga negara Malaysia bersama seorang anak yang dilahirkan di Hong Kong, adalah dua daripada pemohon-pemohon tersebut.
Well, last year, I got an email from the embassy and they were asking like, oh, there's this incomplete documents. So I was pretty much shocked. So wait. It has been 2 years and there was no news, and suddenly you came and tell me that there's incomplete documents. I gave you everything that you asked for, and right now you're telling me that the document that I gave you is not with JPN, and it took you 2 years to tell me that?
We have spent countless days going out to Putrajaya, knocking on doors, trying to figure out where is the case, what's happening with the case, what's going on with the case. And we just get bounced from one office to the other office and never get an answer. And eventually we get a rejection letter and the whole thing starts again. So we have the same experience as so many other mothers have, that the procedures, the operating team in KDN, through no fault of the staff at KDN, we have spoken to so many people. We've had very straightforward, very professional, very polite conversations. The staff at KDN are fantastic, but the procedures and the systems they're operating in are clearly designed to make this process nearly impossible and wear people down to the point where they give up, which is completely inappropriate.
Sementara itu, status kerakyatan anak-anak tersebut masih tidak jelas. Dalam kes Masyita, anak lelakinya masih tidak mempunyai kerakyatan. Dalam kes-kes lain, beberapa ibu bapa mengambil pilihan lebih mudah dengan membenarkan anak-anak mereka ikut kerakyatan bapa. Ini merupakan masalah apabila sesetengah keluarga-keluarga ini kini tinggal di Malaysia.
We applied for anak warga negara, so she can use it until she's 7 years old. So after she standard 1, then she have to apply for a student visa.
Then with the pandemic and schools closing, then we don't know what visa to use next. Is it student visa when there's no schools, or so many complications.
My son has got a dependent pass on his mother's IC, which allows him to live in Malaysia without being thrown out, but he's not entitled to go to public schools, he's not entitled to public healthcare.
Because my son not Malaysian, so actually he shouldn't get the emergency document. But we lobby for that. We ask for help to bring him back. So it's not that easy to get the support to bring him back. Because there is no procedure thing for that. Because he's a stateless person who needs to travel from one country to another.
Ibu-ibu ini berasa amat terkesan kerana keadaan sekarang adalah bapa-bapa boleh memberikan kerakyatan Malaysia kepada anak-anak mereka, jadi kenapa ibu-ibu tidak boleh melakukannya?
The government not granting my daughter a citizenship is essentially them wanting me to cut ties with my family over there, because my mom started getting a bit sick last year. She wanted to see my daughter really bad as well, but because my daughter is a foreigner, and whenever she goes to Malaysia, she gets a visitor pass, so I wouldn't be able to bring her in.
We think a lot about his future. What will happen to him if I pass away? What's going to happen to him? Who will help him? Who will get a document for him? Will this government help him? Because he is living here. When we go to the government clinics for things like vaccines, he has to pay for foreigner rate. So one time it cost us 600 ringgit for 3 days staying in the hospital. But this is the thing that we face. And of course, because he's stateless, we couldn't get for him any insurance.
Before I told her no, now you're a Malaysian, and she's so excited about it. She told her teacher now I'm a Malaysian too, just like my brother, But now I don't know how to tell her that she can't be Malaysian yet.
We really hope now that the government can see that this decision is fair and is just and means equality for all the Malaysian mothers and all the Malaysian children. And we are appealing to the government now and in the coming days to please take back the appeal, ask KDN to stand back and ask them to put in place the procedures.
Perdana Menteri Ismail Sabri Yaakob kini berdepan kritikan atas keputusan untuk membuat rayuan terhadap keputusan mahkamah tersebut. Ahli-ahli politik daripada kerajaan dan parti-parti pembangkang meminta Perdana Menteri untuk menghalang Kementerian Dalam Negeri. Semua keluarga-keluarga ini mahu untuk tinggal di Malaysia dan memberi sumbangan kepada negara ini untuk membina negara yang mereka mahukan untuk anak-anak mereka. Sama seperti banyak bapa-bapa warga negara Malaysia yang memberikan kerakyatan mereka kepada anak-anak mereka. Daniel Anthony, Kini TV.